Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to discussion about that most important topic in lean manufacturing, that is PDCA. So, what is PDCA? PDCA means Plan Do Check Act Cycle. So, what is PDCA cycle? So, in details, I will explain in clearly. So, please watch on this video. So, what is PDCA? So, what is PDCA cycle? The PDCA cycle is a simple method used to solve problems, improve process, and achieve better result continuously. The PDCA cycle is simple method used to solve problems, improve process, and achieve better results continuously. So PDCA stands for P means plan, D means do, C means check, A means act. So it is called a cycle. So it is called a cycle because of its completing the four step. We start again to find further improvement. In simple word, plan, do, check, act, repeat. In the main idea is first decided what to improve. When first decided what to improve, then try to improvement, check whether it is worked, and finally make the successful improvement a standard practice. So why this is PDCA cycle important? Why? Why is the PDCA cycle important? So let's understand about that. So PDCA helps an organization or an individual improve step by step instead of making random changes. So it can be used in manufacturing, hospital, school, offices, software development, customer services, construction, personal productivity, quality management, business process. For example, imagine that a company is taking 10 machines. The process one customer order, but the company wants to reduce in 6 minutes. So for example, imagine a company taking 10 minutes to produce one customer order, 10 minutes to produce one customer order, but the company wants reduce it 6 minutes. Instead of immediately changing everything, the company can use PDCA. Instead of immediately changing everything, the company can use PDCA. So plan, find out what order, take 10 minutes. Do try a new process with small groups. Check, measure whether the measure whether processing time has decreased. And if the new process works, or introduce it if the new process works or introduce it throughout the company, then the cycle starts again. Then the cycle start again to find out another improvement. So let's talk about that topic. So P means plan, meaning a plan. So the P means plan, meaning a plan. Plan means identifying a problem or opportunity for improvement and deciding what should be done. This is the first and very important step because a good plan helps to solve the correct problems. So in the plan stages we ask what is the problem, why it is happened, what is the current situation, what result do we want, what action can we try, so how will measure this success. Example, so suppose a restaurant receive many complaints because customer have to wait 30 minutes for their food. The restaurant manager identify the problems. Problem customer are waiting too long for their foods. The manager studied the process and discovered what orders and taking too long to reach the kitchen. The manager set a target reduce the average waiting time for 30 minutes to 15 minutes. And the manager then plans to introduce a system where the customer order are sent directly to the kitchen. In simple meaning of plan, find problems, understand the cause, set a target, and decide what to try. Then D means do, meaning of the do. Do means putting the plan into action. Putting the plan into action. However, instead of immediately applying a new idea everywhere, it is often better to test the idea and scale first. This helps us understand whether the solution is actually work or not. Example, the restaurant decided to test the new ordering system. Instead of using the entire restaurant, the manager tested in one section of the restaurant for 1 week, and the employer trained to use the new system. The manager records number of order processing time, customer waiting time, mistake in orders, customer complaint. Simple meaning of do is try to plan solution and collect information about what happens. And C means check. Meaning of check. Check means looking at the result and comparing them with the original target. Check means looking at the result and comparing them with the original target. These steps answer the question: Did our solution actually work? We should not simply assume that the solution works. So we should not simply assume that the solution works. We need to ask fact and data. For example, before the new system, average waiting time 30 minutes. After testing the new system, average waiting time 17 minutes. The target was 15 minutes. The restaurant has improved the 30 minutes to 17 minutes, but it has not yet reached the target to 15 minutes. And now the manager now studied the results and asks, did waiting time decreases? How many orders and mistakes? So did employee find the system easy to use? Were customer more satisfied? Why did we achieve 17 minutes instead of 15 minutes? In simple meaning of the check, measure the result, compare with the target, find out what worked and what did not work, what did not work. So check. Then A means act. Meaning of act. Act means taking action based on what we learn during the check stage. Then the two main possibility solution were if the solution achieved desired result, we can standardize the new. If the solution achieved desired result, we can standardize the new process, train all the employee, apply the process throughout the organization, continue monitoring the result. Situation 2. The solution did not work. If the solution did not achieve the desired result, we should find out why it failed, modify plan, try another solution, start the PDCA cycle again. Example, the restaurant reduced waiting time from 30 minutes to 17 minutes. Decided that the new ordering system is useful but need improvement. The manager discovered that employees are still spending time manually checking order. So the restaurant makes another improvement to the process. And another test the waiting becomes 14 minutes. Now the restaurant has achieved in the target 15 minutes. Now the new process is introduced in the entire restaurant. So simple meaning of the strategy: keep what works, improve what not work, and start cycle again. So in completely PDCA example, reducing employee late attendance. In completely PDCA example, one example I will give you. So reducing employee late attendance. Let us understand complete PDCA cycle with another simple example. Problems. Employees are frequently arriving late to work. The company finding that approximately 25% of the employees arrive late at least one a week. The company want to reduce the number to 10%. So plan. The company investigate why employees are arriving late. After taking to employee, the company discovered that many employees are not receiving reminder about their work schedule. Plan. The company decided to introduce an automatic reminder message every morning. Target. Reduce late attendance from 25% to 10% with 1 month. Do the company test the reminder system with one department. Employee receive a reminder 30 minutes before their working time. The company collect attendance data for 1 month. Check. After 1 month, the company check the result. Before the reminder, 25% employee are frequently late. After remember, 12% employee are frequently late. The result is much better, but the target was 10%. And the company investigate further and discovered that some employee have transportation problems. Act. The company decided to continue using the reminder system, introduce flexible starting time for employees who have transportation difficulty, continue monitoring attendance. After another PDCA cycle, the attendance falls to 8%. The company has now achieved better than its original target. So PDCA example in a school. PDCA is not only for company, it can also be used in education. Problem students are getting low mark in mathematics. Plan. The teacher studied the examination results and discovered the students are having difficulty with the basic concept. And the teacher set a target. Increase the average mathematics score from 55 to 75%. The teacher planned to conduct additional practice section. 2. The teacher conduct 30 minutes practice section, 3 minutes a week for 1 week. 30 minutes practice section 3 times a week for 1 month. Check. The teacher conducted test and the average score increases from 55 to 70%. And this is an improvement, but the target was 75%. Art. The teacher discovered that student needs more individual practice. The teacher changes method, provide additional exercise for student who need extra help. The cycle is repeated. Eventually, the average score reaches 76%. And another PTC example in the hospital problem. So the patients are waiting too long before receiving treatment. Plan. The hospital study the process and discover that registration is taking too much time. The target is reducing average registration time for 20 minutes to 10 minutes. Do the hospital test and our online registration system with small number of patients. Check. The hospital measures the result. Registration time decreases from 20 minutes to 12 minutes. The system has improved the process but not yet reduced the target. Act. The hospital improved the online registration process and train staffs. The process is then introduced most widely. After another cycle, registration time falls from 9 minutes. The targets are being achieved. One more example in PDCA in daily life. PDCA can even be used in the personal life. Personal problems is a student is not getting enough time to study. A student is not getting enough time to study. Plan. The student identify that too much time is being spent on social media. The student create a plan. Study from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Keep the phone away during study time. Take a short break every 45 minutes. Do. The student follow the plan for 1 week. Check. At the end of the week, the student check how many hours were actually spent studying. Before plan 1 hour per day. After plan 2 hours per day. And the student realize the plan is working. Therefore, the student continue to schedule and make small improvement when necessary. So PDCA cycle very simple sentences. The whole PDCA cycle can remember using 4 simple sentences. So plan, do, check, act. Plan. What is the problem and what we are going to do about it. Do. Let's try our plan and see what happens. Check. Did our plan give us the result we wanted? And if plan work, make it standard. If it is not work, improve plan and try again. PDCA cycle flow. Identify the problems. Plan. Understand the problem and decided what to do. Do. Test the solution. Check. Measure and compare the result. Act. Standardize the successful solution. Improve plan. Then repeat the cycle. Suppose this will be not sufficient, then repeat the cycle. Then continuous improvement. And one more topic, difference between the four steps. Difference between the four steps. So plan, identify and analyze the problem. What should we do? So do test the solution. Can we make the change? Check, measure the result. Did it work? Act, standardize or improve. What should we do next? What should we do next? So important point, PDCA is a continuous cycle. So PDCA does not mean that you solve one problem and stop. It is continuous improvement method. For example, problem delivery takes 5 days. After PDCA, delivery time becomes 3 days. But the company can ask, we can reduce the 3 days to 2 days. A new PDCA cycle begins. That is why PDCA is represented as a circle rather than a straight line. Plan, do, check, act, plan, then plan, do, check, act, then again plan, do, check, act. Same type is it is the continuous. Advantages of the PDCA. PDCA provides several benefits. First one is the continuous improvement. It helps organize and improves their process at continuously. Problem solving. It provides a systematic way to identify and solve problems. Reduce mistake. Testing a solution before full implementation can reduce unnecessary mistake. Use data. Decisions are based on the actual result rather than assumption. Encourage teamwork. Employee can participate in identifying problems and deploying solutions. Improve quality. Before processes generally lead to better products and services. Save times and cost. Finding and eliminating unnecessary activity can reduce waste. So PDCA in real life example. Imagine you are making a tea, but the tea is too sweet. Plan you decided reduce the amount of sugar. Do you make the tea using less sugar? Check, you test the tea. It is still slightly too sweet. Act, you decided the sugar little more next time, and you test it again. Now the test is perfect. This is the very simple example of a PDCA in daily life example. So in key part to remember, you can remember PDCA using the four words. P means plan, prepare. P means prepare. D means try. C means measure. A means improve. A simple word, plan, do, check, act, and repeat. In the final conclusion, I will explain that the PDCA cycle is a simple but the powerful method for continuous improvement and problem solving. So it starts by the identifying a problem and creating a plan. The plan is then tested and then the result are measured. Based on the result, the successful solution is standardized, or the plan is changed and tested again. In simple word, plan plan what you want to improve. Plan what you want to improve. Do the planned action. Check the result and act based on what you learn. And repeating the process. The most important idea of PDCA is do not just make a chance. Make a change. Measure the result. Learn from it and improve again. This is why PDCA is useful in business, manufacturing, education, healthcare, office, and everyday day-to-day life. So this is my part 1 video. In part 2 video, I will explain in the PDF way, that is one by one. So let's start about the part 2 video. So this is the PDCA cycle. So you can see that is the image. So plan to check acts. So PDCA will explain that in the advanced timing. So you will history and created that cycle. See, that is the problem solving process improvement tools. He will explain that. So this is the plan to check act, and so the site in the 1939. So that he will be mention about that is, see what is the straight line. Step 1 specification, step 2 production, step 3 inspection. See what's actually critical, specification and production inspection. See that he will mention. So plan, do, check out, so study. Small thing can make a big difference. Small thing can make a big difference. So page one, step one, plan page. Plan page is the first page of PDCA cycle. So step one, first is the plan page. Plan page is the first page of the PDCA cycle. And cost, time and resource. Cost, time and resource. So start by defining the problem statement. Start by the defining problem statement by a fishbone diagram. Plan in that plan page. So and set smart goals based on the hard facts. Smart goals. Set the smart goals based on the hard facts. Then do. Do is the second page of the PDCA cycle. Test with the small scale pilot projects. Test with the small scale pilot projects. So gather data to show change in is effective. Gather data to show change is effective. Standardize the process. And step 3, check pages. Check pages is the third page of the PDF cycle. Check page is the third page of the PDF cycle. Check page is the third page of the PDF cycle. So check page is analyzing the collected data and comparing against plan objectives. Also report to study page. Then fourth is the act page. Act is the fourth page of the PDCA cycle. Act page involves acting and feedback and lesson learned. Act page is divided into two sections. One is standardization, another one is conclusion. One is standardization, another one is conclusion. So this will ISO 901 2000. We will explain in the details. You can see that is the image. So in plan pages, that is the contest, leadership, planning, support. Do is the cross operation. So the C is the check page, performance and evaluation. Act is the improvement. Tools and techniques used in PDC. Tools and technique used in PDC. That is the tools and technique where it is used, plan, check, act. We will make that tools. And the benefits using PDCA, simulate, powerful, provides understand method, prevent wasted time, faster teamwork, inexpensive. And this is my part 2 video. Let's start about my part 3 video. And this is my part 3 video in PDCA cycle. Let's start about it. Continuous improvement in PDCA cycle. So PDCA. So the PDCA cycle is the 4-step model problem solving and continuous improvement. It provides simple and structured way to solving the problems and creating positive change. So widely recognized as the basis of the continual improving quality of the process and product and services. So as easy to remember 4 logical sequence steps: plan, do, check, act. Cycling through plan, do, check, and act until desired result is achieved is essential for continuous improvement. PDCA. The PDCA cycle can be applied in most kind of projects and improvement activity. When the planning is to change the supplier and products or services, when trying to implement a new safety program within a facility, when planning to improve the skill level of employee in an organization. So in that way, that so PDCA will work. So PDCA, when your marketing effort is not, and one more time you will use it, when your marketing effort is not generating the desired result, when the planning is to increase the quality of care and patient engagement in hospital, when an online business is not producing good result, the cost and not converting. So PDCA. Another common example is when you are dealing with customer complaint. Another more important thing when you are dealing with customer complaint. You may often need to review the complaint and prioritize them. Produce solution idea to deal with the most frequent complaint. Conduct pilot survey with simple customer to test new option. Collect and analyze customer data and feedback. Use the lesson learned to implement a new option in full scale. Why do we have just listed in PDC cycle? The PDCA cycle is particularly effective when the intending to make change to a process. Toasted bread, make the orange juice, prepare curd, prestige. PDCA is often used when the solution to the problem is known. PDCA is often used when the solution to the problem is known. A2 or A3 claims system and design thinking and DFSS, DFSS or DMTV. TQMM, TQM, Product Quality Management, or IOC standard and A3 thinking process all are based around the PDCA philosophy. So PDCA stands at the core of all of quality system. So represent the logical way of thinking we tend to follow when the solving problems are improving continuous improvement. So PDCA provides an effective approach for solving quality-related issues such as non-conformities, inefficiency, and process variability. The aim is to get closer whatever goal you have. The aim is to closure whatever goal you have. And the benefits of the PDFs helps closing the gap between the planning and doing, encourage the methodological way of problem solving and implement a solution, bring you closer to your goals and knowledge, increase your problem solving problems, help the receive feedback, provide feedback to justify guesses, hypotheses, and ensure interpreting feedback before starting full-scale implementation, improve the critical thinking skills of your team, helps your organization to reach towards a more integrated system. The PDCA cycle can be represented in the form of diagram. So usually in the form of diagram is mentioned that plan means identify the problem or with test for potential solution, study the results and implement the best solution. So PDCA cycle begins with the planning phase. The PDCA cycle begins with the planning phase where the problems and objectives are identified. In this phase, the team agree on the problems to solve and the process will be improved. And you then need to analyze the current situation, and then you need the analyze the current situation, identify solution, alternatives, and select the schedule the most promising solution. PDCA. The selected solution is then tested on a small scale basis in the loop phase. It is important to ensure that the selected solution is appropriately implemented before committing to full implementation. The page also involves measuring the progress and collecting data and feedback for later analysis. You may need to conduct the pilot test within a department in a limited geographical area within the certain demographic. So check involves analyzing collected data and feedback and comparing the outcome against the plan objectives. It allows to evaluate how well the solution has worked and whether the further improvement is needed. The page is also concerned. The page is also concerned with identifying the unexpected issue and gathering and summarizing the key learning. Current plan can be alternate according to the received feedback. Note that you may need to repeat the do and check several times until you achieve the desired results. Sometimes you may need to return to the planning phase. Act Act where you implement the solution is full scale. It initiates the take action based on what you learned in the check phase. A plan should be created. A plan should be created for full implementation after evaluating the cost benefit associated. If a potential benefits are not sufficient, then the team should re-evaluate the plan and the project may be terminated. Act is also concerned with standardized document. Act is also concerned with standardizing, documenting, sustain the improved process, in integrating it into organization system. PDCA. The use of PDCA cycle does not necessarily stop once the act phase is completed. The improved process may become new baseline, and you may start again at plan phase. So multiplying interaction of the PDCA cycle could be necessary to solve problems permanently and reach the ultimate future state. Each cycle will bring you closer to your goals and will extend your knowledge further. The PDCA cycle can be repeatedly applied in the progress of continuous improvement, where it is need no end to it. Repeating the PDCA cycle frequently can be helpful in the improvement, Kaizen, and other continuous improvement activities. When the past iteration of the PDCA cycle ends, lessons should be gathered and the next cycle. Our knowledge and skill will grow, we continue to work on the project. Data should be collected continuously to measure and evaluate performance on a continual basis. How to implement a PDCA cycle with your team, identify and understand the problem, using 5W2H approach, brainstorming screen solution idea, develop an implementing plan along with responsibility, milestone, review periods, and performance indicators. Put the implementation plan into practice. Run the pilot solution, produce or purchase, survey or train, etc. Gather data and measure performance outcomes. Review the obtained result and collected data. Analyze and compare the result against the initial state. Assess whether the solution solves the problem and discuss the further improvement is needed. Use what we learn to plan your improvement. Implement the solution in full scale. Train employee and then evaluate. Example: a common example often using to illustrate the PDCA cycle when a team is identifying a new product development. Another example is when a lab team is planning to solve a customer complaint about the delay test results at a laboratory. And further information, the PDC cycle is often referred to as the Shivchat cycle or Divine wheel, as it identifies Shivchat and identifies Divine. Shivchat and Divine are recognized as a pioneer in the quality management movement. In 1990, Divine introduced PDCA cycle, which is a modified version of PDCA cycle. It is believed that data analysis is important for any improvement effort, and checking does not really implement study and analyzing that. OPDC is another version of the PDC where O stands for observe. The observe is added at the front of the cycle to emphasize that need to observe before creating any plan. PDC relies on the trial and error. However, it keeps improving until it achieves excellence. Going through the PDCA cycle is not straightforward and we can slow. PDCA is not appropriate approach when dealing with the urgent issue. PDCA can also be used at the personal level to improve our own performances. So P means identify what is holding you from reaching your true potential. D means the different way to achieve the results you want to obtain. C means review your progress or adjust your behavior accordingly. A means implement what is working regularly and change what is not. NPTCA useful tools, a plan, progress mapping, brainstorming, waste analysis, priority metrics, improvement roadmaps, gap analysis, and force field analysis. Domains Gantt chart, dashboard, data collection method, sampling, observation, check sheet, control chart. Check means graphical analysis, statistical analysis, basebone diagram, fault analysis, root cause analysis, decision making technique. Activity process mapping, Gantt charts, dashboard, control charts, control plan, visual management, and standard. This is the PDS book. PDS what, who, when, status. One of the simplest to plan and monitor the progress of work. And this is the PDC cycle. So this is my part 3 video and let's start about the part 4 video and that one also important. This is the problem solving tool in the PDCA set. So let's start about the PDCA problem solving guideline. So a guide to a team approach to a problem solving. So this is the PDCA cycle. So you can clearly understand about that plan, do, check, act. Plan means investigate. Do means delegating and implement. Evaluate, check means evaluate and validate. And A means act, correct and standardize. Correct and standardize. And this is the introduction content of the introduction PDCA problem solving cycle. PDCA cycle key steps in PDCA defining the problem, selection TQ, used in PDCA using 14 technique, PDCA review, using PDCA reward and summary. This is the PDCA introduction. So PDCA was created by Edward Deming in 1950 as easy to follow problem solving cycle. Deming Deming also was tested with helping Japan rebuild an economy in 1950. His purpose was to use PDCA with continuous improvement process to help rebuild Japanese industry so that it can compete the world market in the future. In the PDCA solving cycle, so the purpose of the plan, purpose to investigate the current situation and understand fully the nature of the problem being solved. Key steps you can use that key steps. Diagnostic review your current practices. See that is the current stages. So you can read about that. Then you can and read about that and details you can understand one by one. You can read about that topic. So after that you can clearly understand that is PDCA cycle and that is a do. Do means purpose is to eliminate them. The team has the real problems by analyzing the data and defining and implementing a solution. Is the brainstorming solution, rank solution, key elements, implement. We like them to implement. And this is the check page to monitor effect to implementation of project plan and find countermeasure to further improve the solution. Steps evaluate and validate. Emergency purpose to review the act to review continuously the performance measure and make adjustment as required. Integrate new solution into the normal working pattern. Start PDC cycle again. So this is the correct and again start. This is the again PDC checklist of the PDC approach. This is the problem solving PDC cycle. The problem solving checklist PDC approach. A sponsor, person who had investigate problem solving. B means team leader, C means facilitator, D means team manager. Problem solving define the problems or objectives. Do quick fix. Identify like causes, identify major or root causes, develop solution, agree action plan, implement action plan, determine effectiveness of plan, standardize result, implement in all relevant areas. Technique to use with PTC selections, brainstorming, cause and effect, check sheet, Pareto analysis, concentration diagrams, process flow charts, performance measuring, 5Y, 5WH, rapid comparison, path comparison, impact diagram, force field analysis, solution impact diagram, schedule and project plan, failure prevention analysis. And that is the again plan defining the programs in the smart problem. What is this? Why do it this? When do it use it? Why does it? How will do it? That will really explain that. You can read about that all the details in clearly what I am explaining about that with a plan and you can plan in your age. See that is the image. You can clearly read about the details in the one by one the way. Then you can understand about the PDCA cycle. And this is the technical and brainstorming. Why it is happen, why it is happen, how it is happen, how to solve that problem. Technical and brainstorming. We'll explain that in clearly. You can read it. And technique to is cause and effect diagram. Cause and effect. Why it is happen, how it is solve that problem. See that is the cause effect diagram. Technique 3 succeed. You can make checklist and how to implement, where to implement. You can read about that all these things. Then technique for Pareto analysis. Pareto analysis, how to reach that Pareto analysis, you can write it in clearly explain it about that topic. Another technique is concentration diagram. Concentration, how it will concentrate when there is concentration that is everyone working in the same way, then it will achieve the goal. Step 6 is process flow charts. Process flow charts. This is the process flow chart. This is the process flow chart. Measuring the performances. Measuring the performances. This is the measuring the performances. Five Y and 5W1H. 5Y and 5W1H. That is the root cause technically. You can read in the simpler way. Y analysis of the same like that. 1H means what will happen in that cases. 5W1H. That is about 5W1H. And technique name pair comparison. Pair comparison. Pair comparison. See that is the pair comparison. Technical impact diagram. Impact diagram. Impact diagram. Force field diagram. Force field diagram. Force field. What is force field diagram? Technique 12 solution effect diagram. That is solution effect diagram. You will maintain in that topic. You can read about that topic in the details way. Then technique 13 is schedule project planning. And technique failure prevention analysis. And this is my part 4 video. So in that part 4 video, I will explain that in the total way. So let's start about the part 5 video. Just you can understand about this plan to check act cycle. So that is the quick, transparent, easy to train another tried and tested approach, highly impactful, can be repeated, reduce risks, decision based on data, no stone to unknown. So let's start about that topic. Introduction of and fundamentals of PDC. PDC demonstration closeout. What is and what is the purpose of this course? You will explain. What is the purpose of this course? So you can read about that. What is the purpose of this course? And what is PDC? The fundamentals of the PDC. See, that is what is PDC and the fundamentals of the PDC. Then plan to act checked. What is plan to act checked? What is changes? What is the changes? What is changes? Then you will explain that in clearly what is changes in the fundamentals of the PDCA. What is changes in the fundamentals of the changes? Okay, he can clearly explain about that topic. You can read about this all these sentences. Then fundamental of the PG, what is continuous improvement? What is continuous improvement? What is continuous improvement? He will explain in that way. So you can one time you can read about that and after that you can understand in everything. What is continuous improvement? He will explain plan to secret. That is also reversible. Then performances. These are performances of the PDCA cycle. What is the continuous improvement in the performances? Fundamentals of the PDCA. Purpose and benefits of the approach. Purpose and benefits of the approach. Then overview of the PDCA. Then first overview of the PDCA. Plan PDCA. PDCA is like that way. You can read about that topic. Plan. First page is plan. So how to plan, you will explain in the clear way. Then you can read all these things. How to plan, where to plan, which position is plan. You can read all about that plan topic. Then we also plan how to modify, how to solve that problem. And you can explain that. The examples of plan definition and how to planning that will add it to their value and you will explain that opportunity. Then second page is do. What is do? Then what is do and what is do page. What to do and where to do and how to do. That we will explain in that PDF. So you can read about that PDF. And activity two stages. What are the activity in two stages? What are the activity in two stages? Then that are also written the some examples of the do stage. You will explain that. And another is a check page. Page 6 check page. Check page. What is check page? So one time you can read about that all the topic. Then you can understand what is check page. And what is PDC and then also you can read one time. Then what is check page? That one also same thing. You can read once. And I will make it. Then PDC means plan. Means act. And that is the end of the process. That is called act. And art is a very important process. And how to act, that is the you will explain in that way. And this is the time frame of the delivery. This is the time frame of the delivery. And this is the scenario demonstration or scenario of the PDC demonstration. And this is the scenario or demonstration of the company how to implement in that PDC cycle. And PDCA, pre-PDCA work demonstration, pre-PDCA work, pre-PDCA work. So this type of work you can do it pre-PDCA work. And pre-PDCA work, research, analyze of feedback, voice of customer work, initial conversion hard. Then you can pre-plan it before. Then this is the plan demonstration. So identify the opportunity, what will opportunity will there. Then you can be like that one. Explain treatment plan. Use available data to understand the problem or opportunity. Explain that is a plan. Plan. This is the different types of plan marketing process, investment, planning technology. Choose your class to explore. Choose your class to explore. And demonstration. Plan demonstration. After we will plan, maybe we clearly explain that topic. This one also plan stage, and again we will explain that in some more words. So see that image and write it in clearly. Then you can understand about that topic. And this one also plan stage, solution, sample, schedule, success scenario, owner, create. And that one is then another one is the do stage. This is the do stage of the demonstration. How to do, when to do. We'll explain that in the way and to improve your own language. The demonstration phase. This will also improve your own language. Logistics. Do. Do also like that with the same thing. You can read about that and then close around the due page. And the due page will explain that in a closure. In that due pages. And that another one is check page. Check page is also most important thing. And you will check in everything. That will also more important thing. Then analyze it. Check page. Analyze data and result of the pilot test. Result of the pilot stage. Check. Analyzing some data and result and draw conclusion feedback. Then finding from the PDCA project current cycle. Overall, what will be land well and why decision made area of explore during next PDCA and demonstration like act. So act is the implementation of the solution implementation plan. That is the act and solution how start and owner of the task first complete. And this is the act demonstration control C declare and the one more topic that one is I'll explain the prediction. This is the demonstration of the PDCA Act controls the display and returning an additional issues of the requirement. Closure and continuous improvement. Closes out. Review the key learning and tips. And review the key learning. What you will learn in that PDCA cycle. You can review it and send the file and the initiative and whatever person you will share that is share that details. And that is the closure. And hints to tips of the PDCA cycle. That is the hints or tips of the PDCA cycle. Train the wider team on PDCA. Keep the project small to medium. Ensure all document is corrected. Always feedback of the result. Shift to mindset. PNS not failure. And this is the whole gist of the PDCA cycle. So thank you so much for watching this video, and this video is very useful for the quality engineer, industrial engineer, everything. So thank you so much for watching this video.